Okay, let's do first call, Class 1. Let's line up Class 1 in the alley. Class 1 is going to be Emily Butler, Michael Balzer, Hannah Young. We're going to start off with Darroch. Class 1, first call. Let's line them up in the alley and we'll get ready to get kicked off. I need somebody from the junior board to come to the announcer's booth, please. Someone from the junior board.
You on the junior board? You're on the big board now, huh?
Class 1, start with the Darrochs. In this class, we have Emily Butler, Michael Balzer, Hannah Young. Weights ranging from 168 pounds to 200 pounds. Class 1 Darrochs.
Ochiltree County Junior Livestock Show, and as my partner here says, fairly appropriate song leading into the swine show.
Yeah, that was Javelina by Red Shahan. So
this is the Ochiltree County Junior Livestock Show. John Elsey along with Isaiah Tanner, and been here all day and enjoying every minute of it.
Oh yeah.
Got Class 1 of the Durocs. You got Durocs, and you've got OPBs,
yep,
other purebreds that they don't name, Hampshires, crosses, and is that the end of it, I believe?
I think so. There's not too many.
Yep. So you got Durocs, OPBs, cross, and well, Hampshire's before cross.
Yeah, we only got 15 classes of swine today.
Yeah, but the more numbers are up.
Yeah, and
for every species.
Yeah.
Start our Duro drive off with a really nice class winner, and one that gets out and goes really well. It's heavy structured, very sound, very pliable. Maybe not the most up-headed and attractive one in the class, but definitely combines the most as far as power, dimension, very fresh, very good built one. The one that comes in two is probably a little cooler and a little more ripped up, rolled up top, but that one just doesn't handle himself as good at the ground. And we'd like to have that one hit the surface a little more comfortable and true to move up any higher. The one that comes in three, it's a very big-legged, really tall-shouldered, extended one. We just don't have enough product there. We got to get that one a little softer, more pliable, but without a rib and dimension. And I think if we add some pounds and with some time, that one gets a whole lot better. But a really nice class of red ones to start with.
All right.
What did you get?
Class 1 placings for the Durocs.
All right, class results.
It's going to be first place Hannah Young, second place Emily Butler, and third place Michael Balzer.
We would tell you that you're listening to the Ochiltree County Junior Livestock Show on Your Country KEYE 96.7 FM, AM 1400, as well as 93.7 My FM in Perryton, Texas, and we are being presented by these sponsors today: Hargis Trucking, Western Equipment, Lemon Law, Boxwell Brothers, Scribner Construction, Ochiltree County General Hospital, Panhandle Producers and Royalties Owners Association, Plains Land Bank, United Food Store, Perryton Ochiltree Chamber of Commerce, Perryton Insurance and Interstate Bank, Motor Parts, First Bank Southwest Equity Exchange. And we appreciate all those sponsors very much. Thanks.
Don't forget PTCI, John.
Oh, yeah. Well, you do it.
Okay. Well, PTCI, special thanks to them for hooking us up with our internet today, giving us our own router and everything.
Absolutely.
And it's been running like a dream all day, folks.
Almost real time.
Almost real time. And the streams look good. I've checked on it.
If all you're doing is watching our Facebook Live, it is real time.
Yeah.
You don't know the difference, do you?
Exactly.
And also the jackets that the junior board's wearing, you see they all have their names on it, and also Plains Land Bank donates those jackets to those kids. Every time we have the junior board every year, they get a jacket or a vest or whatever they decide on that year. And Stephen Holmes of Plains Land Bank kind of head that up, and then donated the jackets through Plains Land Bank. So we want to thank Plains Land Bank for everything they do for the kids, and thanks Stephen for kind of heading that up for us and everything. Appreciate it.
I forgot the name of the judge here.
Macon Stork.
Yeah.
I can't believe. How old are you?
I'm 21.
My memory's better than yours? That's incredible.
Yeah. No, I just haven't said it in a while.
That starts the class is really, really good. That one's busted wide
What's your
open.
name?
He's taller than the shoulder.
Who are you again? How'd you get here?
Much power. I think he's got plenty of look. He's not as neat looking as the one that comes right behind him, but that's a really big back, really big hip. He plants and goes really well. He's the squarest and the widest coming at you. And that's where I've got a little more issue with the one that comes in too. That one's probably a little neater looking and heavier structured. That's the most closed in his chest and probably the narrowest leaving you. Especially of our top two, but honestly of the whole class. I like that one off to the side. It's level, good looking, sound. Just need to bust that one open. Maybe add a shot more muscle to move up any higher. The one that comes in 3, that's a really, really stout, thick one. Just gets a little bunchier and quicker for me, a little rounder out of his hip. We'd like to have that one plant and go with a little more authority, but a real nice one to round the class out.
All right, first place, Jaden Palmer.
Okay, class 2 results.
And second
Jaden
place,
Palmer first.
Jessica
Second
Flaming.
place, Jessica Fleming. Third
place, Bodie Sloan.
He put it into fourth gear, didn't he?
He did.
The judge.
Yeah.
Winning class 1, Hannah Young. Winning class 2, Jaden Palmer.
Gonna have the breed and reserve champion next of the Durocs. Used to have more Durocs than this, didn't they?
Yeah, we used to. So,
which is the most popular? OPB, Hampshires.
yeah,
No,
I'd say probably
crosses.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 pages. I just wish I wish we could know what
Nice
was
pair
being
of
crossed.
drive with. And
Yeah.
For me, one wins pretty easily. Young man's heavyweight's going to win. That one's just really shapely and attractive and style featured. Just does a lot of things right.
All right, breed champion going to be Jaden Palmer.
Okay, Jaden Palmer's going to be your breed champion, Duroc. So second place out of that class is going to be Jessica Fleming, who come out to compete for the reserve.
So Jessica
breed
Fleming
champion.
coming out in place of Jaden Palmer.
Competing against Hannah.
Yeah.
Hannah Young. Yeah, he's rocking and rolling, isn't he? Going
He
through
is.
these pretty quick. Did you hear him say he raises goats?
I did. That's
That's a interesting
Bring that
thing.
second
Yeah.
place in, and another extremely high quality one. Really sound, functional, great looking off to the side. Just enough muscle, lots of bone. That's going to be your reserve.
all right.
Oh, how about
And
that?
That's going to be Jessica Fleming, be your reserve.
And your reserve breed champion, Jessica Fleming. Again, breed champion Duroc, Jaden Palmer. Reserve breed champion, Jessica Fleming.
Oh.
Okay, we'll let them Durocs head on out, and we'll start with class 3. OPBs, class 3.
So the
Navarrete,
second place finisher in class 2 beat out the first place
Yeah.
finisher in class 1.
Yep.
Some of that's got to do with the weight, though, I think.
Oh, yeah. I think,
230 as opposed to 200.
yeah. I always think that those heavier animals,
Do better.
yeah.
I'll be back.
Okay. All right. Here we go. We got class number 3 underway here. Aylin Navarrete first into the ring. Next in is Cash Wheeler. And Cash Wheeler having a spotted OPB. And, that's a first one for here, I think. Aylin Navarrete has a Hereford pig. And if you're questioning, well, what does this Hereford pig look like? Well, it's literally looks like a Hereford cow, but a pig. So it's got the white faces and the mostly red body. And here comes the second one being brought in by Anthony Navarrete. So
again, class 3.
that's one of those newer breeds that we're just hearing about.
Michaela Roberts.
And they actually started in Missouri. And in my notes here, I have what they look like, which is like a Hereford cow, but it's a pig. And then coming in with another one is Julian Salazar. He's got another one. Man, those things are really taking off. I haven't ever seen them before. That is interesting. All right. Next in is Michaela Roberts. And we got one of them just going nuts there. Running around the ring. The pig is anyway. The owner's trying to get back to him. And, you know, it's just odd looking at those Hereford pigs. I've never, you know, they're relatively new. I've never seen them before, and it's just interesting just to see all that. So they're going around right now. Judge Make and Stork checking it out. It has a couple of FFA alumni helping him as his ring hands. Got Asher Miller. I think that's who that is. Trey Butler.
So your baby girl sick?
And trying to get placings here. And so this is the other purebred class. And I talked to Rhonda Murray about this because me and John weren't sure about what really classified it as other purebred. And the way it works is for this show they have to have at least 4 of the same breed to make a breed. So, John, are you seeing these Hereford pigs out there?
Sure enough. How about that?
Yeah. Having my notes that they look just like a Hereford cow, but it's a pig.
Yep. I believe Scott told me what they
Start the class
crossed
and
to
spot
get
the
them.
bear there.
Yeah.
That's a really neat one.
I don't remember what it was.
Tall shouldered, really big, rolled up back, good square hip, the pin set in that one. I think bone's good, feet and legs are good, dimensions right, maturity's right. Very nice spotted pig to start the class with. The Berkshire gilt that comes in second, that's a cool looking one and really good design and leveled under top. Just lacks a little bit of overall power and muscle and definitely gives up a shot of bone compared to the one that comes ahead. One that comes in 3 just gets a little rounder, plainer, especially to the 2 that come ahead. Maybe gives up some base width and overall bone. 4 and 5 come out, that's a pretty similar pair. Those just get a little narrower, a little frailer, just not quite the overall muscle to move up any higher. Real nice class of OPBs.
All right, so first off is Cash Wheeler.
Class 3 results.
In
Cash
first
Wheeler
place.
First, Michaela Roberts second.
Michaela Roberts second.
Anthony Navarrete third. Julian Salazar fourth. Aylin Navarrete
Third place, Anthony Navarrete.
Okay, well, class 4 OPB.
And fourth place
Michael Balzer,
being Julian Salazar.
Eddie Lopez, Avery Swinhagen. This class weights range from 239 to 260.
And fifth place rounding out the class
Class 4
is Aylin
OPBs.
Navarrete.
Cash Wheeler, another breeder or shower exhibitor that shows in different species.
Yeah,
He was in the goats.
yeah. He did pretty well with the goats.
Yeah, he did.
Came out
Starting out all right in the
grand champion.
swine.
Yeah. All right, in the ring right now we got Class 4, Michael Balzer. Hallie Lopez? I'm calling her Hallie. And Avery Swinhagen.
We had 2 Navarretes in that class 3. We've had several Navarretes before them, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. And I even
Different names, aren't they?
I think they're all the same.
No, I mean first name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I used to show, well, not really show with them since they showed sheep, but the Navarretes, whenever I was part of 4-H. I think it might be older cousins. But
got 3 more out there. Michael Balzer, Hallie Lopez, and Avery Swinhagen.
Yep.
And he's already picked them. Wow. Is that Avery or Hallie?
Really nice Poland gilt to start the class off with. And that one's body and elevation, I think, is very, very good. And that one, you get up on top of her, and she's got some shape and some dimension there, and depth of body is really, really nice. I'd like to stouten that one up just a little bit at the ground, maybe open her up coming right at you, but I think that's a really functional, good built one. A lot of neat pieces there for that particular breed. The one that comes in twos, maybe a little stouter up high, probably a little bigger pinned and hip in the class winner.
So
that 213,
that is Hallie Lopez.
Foot and ankle and just not quite the
Avery Swinhagen, first place.
The one that comes in 3, just a little plainer in terms of look and design, and definitely gives up some base width and some overall muscle in this.
Hallie Lopez, second place.
Okay, class 4 results. Avery Swinhagen first.
And
Haley Lopez second.
Michael Balzer.
Michael Balzer third. Okay, now we'll do the
Third
three
place.
champion OPBs. Out of class 3, first place, Cash Wheeler. Out of class 4, first place, Avery Swinhagen. Breed champion OPBs.
You know, I'm probably not necessarily thinking right, but if you get into a breed that only has 2 classes and you could be grand champion, might be a little easier than getting into a breed that has what? Let's see. Hamp has 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And Cross has 4, 6, I believe, 7. But you know, when you sell them, the words grand champion,
Oh, yeah.
it always comes into play as far as how high they're going to bid for it.
Yeah. That's playing it pretty smart for that to happen. And, I mean, there's a lot of people that, you know, that's why they show what they show.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's
It's because not many people
6
show.
total deer rocks. 8 OPBs,
just talking them in no
30 hamps,
definitely the stouter
40.
featured earlier one maybe gets a little more restricted in his movement, maybe a little drier about his center body compared to the heavyweight, and the heavyweight's definitely got the advantage in terms of freshness and agility, but lacks a little bit of power and maybe just overall skeletal power and stoutness, but for me, there's one that just gets out and goes better, a little cooler and neater. Young ladies, Poland's going to be your champion.
All right, so that's going to be Avery Swinhagen with her Poland.
Avery Swinhagen, breed champion OPB. So the second place out of that class will be Haley Lopez.
And coming in now is
Reserve
Haley
breed
Lopez.
champion OPB.
Apologize for calling her Hallie earlier.
what did you say that Avery Swinhagen's hog was?
He called it a Poland, so that's what I'm going with.
Okay.
But just runs out of gas at the ground and the surface. Young man Spotted Pig will be your reserve.
All right, and that's going to be Cash Wheeler.
Yep.
Yeah.
Reserve OPB champion will be Cash Wheeler.
He is having a great day today.
Yes, he is.
Reserve breed champion OPB, Cash Wheeler.
You know, and this guy, he knows what he likes.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't take him long to say, hey, this is what I like.
Yeah.
Isaac Ariano, Soraya Shigoda, Evelyn Ariano.
Well, I didn't pronounce her name right. Soraya,
Yeah.
not Sarah Lee.
Yeah, it's kind of a different. Yeah.
Got a pretty name, Soraya.
Yeah.
Maybe a combination of 2 names there.
Yeah. In the ring right now, we got Isaac Ariano and Soraya Shigoda. And Evelyn Ariano just now making her way in.
You had to pause on that, didn't you?
Yeah.
The middle of the name just, what?
Yeah.
R-A-E. S-A-R-A-E-L-E-E.
Yeah.
Pretty name. I like it. But it's kind of like when you see a Z in a name, you can't pronounce it. Doesn't
Yeah.
make any difference how easy it is.
No, yeah.
Like an L and a Z, you know. I mean, oh, what is that?
Well, yeah, you're just so confused by.
Yeah.
You never seen that.
It's kind of like a
letter there.
Polish name, you know, when they put syllables together.
Oh, yeah.
PSCH ZURX. Yeah.
What? I kind
I
of
was spelling a Polish name or something.
Oh, okay. I was sitting there going, John, what are you talking about?
We're in the Hamp breed,
Yep.
class 5.
You know, Hamps are one of the oldest American breeds, and but there's a little bit of doubt in their origin. Because, so they say they're an American breed, but then over in England,
They do?
yeah, one of the oldest American breeds. But then over in England, they're like, well, these kind of look like them, though.
Yeah,
So,
And I like that one, skin and hair. And
Different name, though.
Yeah, it's a different name, but
in the class, and these are all three kind of on different feeding games and the different regiments. It looks like at the moment, but that is one sound, flexible, good-looking one that's got the extras to start the class with. The one that comes in two is a little more tricked out, freakier up front for sure, but plays out a little bit of the ground in terms of just bone and feature. He's also a little insecure where he wants to put those hind legs down from time to time, just not as comfortable and flexible as the one that goes ahead of it. The muscle hog comes in three, and that one's really big back, really big hip, got a huge hind leg in that one. Just gets a little rounder and coarser designed and not put together quite as well as the two that come ahead, and then gets just a little off on that one, leaves you at the surface. But real nice trio to start the Hampshires.
all right, so
Okay.
first place, Isaac Ariano.
Yeah.
Okay, class 5 results. Isaac Ariano 1, Soraya Shigoda 2, Evelyn Ariano 3. Class 5.
So Rayleigh should go to second place,
Class 6,
and
Hamps.
third place, Evelyn
Jake
Ariano.
Swamp,
He actually
Hayden
picked
Powell,
the
Emily
lightest
Butler,
of the pigs.
Landry Anderson, Emma Ariano. These pigs are going to range from 206 to 228. Class 6 Hamps.
All right, in the ring right now is class number 6.
That's going to be Emma out there along with,
Is that Jake Schwalk or Caden Kyle?
I don't know.
I don't know. But Emily Butler just now coming into the ring. So let's see when he turns around what his number is.
I bet that's Caden Kyle in the blue shirt.
205. Yeah, you're right. Caden Kyle.
Looked like a Kyle to me for some reason. Are we missing one?
Jake Schwalk just came in. I think we're missing Landry Anderson.
Here he comes. Trying to get the attention of the judge if it's okay to bring him in.
That's something I don't like about how pigs are shown.
What
Is
do you
it-
mean?
Well, like, so with goats and sheep and cattle and stuff, you don't really have to fight for his attention. It's kind of just like, you know, they're all lined up right there.
Mm-hmm. Why is it different? I mean, why do they do it differently?
I'm not sure, honestly. I think it might be because you can't really put a halter on a pig and stand it still.
Well, that's true. Yeah, you just kind of walk around, don't you?
Yeah.
Tapping them on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Although, to me, I'd rather show an animal that way. It'd be easier, wouldn't it, than having to make them stand still and
Yeah.
brace their legs and everything.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I mean, you know, you can act like you're turning him when when he's going the direction he wants to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got a couple placed.
Which one you going for?
Oh,
I'm going for the one number 248.
see, I just like the way the 188 looks. It's a little bit bigger, as far as looks anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So I just prefer those larger animals. I don't like them when they're bulky, but I like them whenever it's all.
Certainly taller in his fore legs, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, the others kind of slant down a little bit. Well, we're both out there still.
All right.
And you won.
Did I?
Yep.
All right. There you go.
Nice pair on top here. The one that wins is really elevated and extended.
All
up
right.
front.
So first place.
Did you hear what he said?
What?
It's
fairly elevated.
I mean, I'd like to see a little more dimension and
I called it.
down low
Yeah,
for
you
sure,
did.
And maybe like a power that one up as he leaves you.
But you're still wrong.
The one that gets out goes really well. The one that comes in too, I like the freshness of body and shape that one has, and you know, a little more hair on that one, a little better condition for this point in the game. That one just struggles a little on her rear too for me, and not real sure how it wants to settle down every time, and probably not quite as cool looking up
The
front.
winner walks
The really,
better.
really freaky
Looking at him
one
from
comes
the-
in three.
from
That
the
one
rear.
just tapers really
Yeah.
bad coming at you, and in his chest, and wants to get a little framier and flatter about his body. We'd like to power that one up down at the surface. The one that comes in four is really, really stout muscle, really burly one as far as shape and expression. We just got to have that one softer and more pliable, and maybe just a little more flexible and loose moving when it hits the surface. The one that comes in five, that's the driest and harshest one about her body and cover right now. Really shapely, really expressive, really long body. We just kind of like to moderate that one's length of body and kind of chub her up a little bit to do any better.
Oh.
Class 6 results. Emily Butler first, Jake Swalk second, Emma Ariano third, Landry Anderson fourth, Caden Kyle fifth. Class 6. All right, Class 7.
All right. So placings.
David E. Anderson.
First place, Emily Butler. Second place, Jake
Savannah
Schwalk.
Shigoda,
Third place, Emma Ariano. Fourth place, Landry Anderson. And fifth place, Caden
These
Kyle.
pigs range from 235 to 243. Class 7.
Devin E. Anderson or Devaney. What do you think?
I'd say Devaney.
All right, Devaney. I think you're wrong, but
Okay.
we'll let him pronounce it. Devin E. Anderson, Brooklyn Kyle, Savannah Shigoda, Cade Cowan, Cassidy Butler, and Evelyn Ariano.
You know, I grew up, hearing the Shigoda name the whole time, and every time I see it, I got to stop and think about it before I say it.
Show, we will have the Pee-wee showmanship on all species except for cattle. So if you want to do that, you get that lined up after that.
You know, I wonder why they don't do Pee-wee showmanship for cattle.
They don't? Well, you wonder. Yeah.
Takes all and whatever species you're showing. So then after that, we'll make sure we remind everybody we're going to have to set up for the sale for tomorrow. So all kids and parents hang out after that, and we're going to get the setup done for the sale and get that all ready to go for tomorrow. Again, we're in Class 7 hams. David E. Anderson, Brooklyn Kyle,
Devin E.
Savannah Shigoda, Kate
I was
Cowan,
wrong.
Cassidy Butler, and Evelyn Ariano.
All right, so Class 7. Oh,
We're moving right along here.
we are. You might make it out of here in time, John.
Yeah. Of course, you can tear all this down for me.
Oh, okay.
I imagine that if we get everything taken off, there would be somebody who would help us carry the tables.
Oh, I bet so.
Might even get one of those carts.
Yeah.
Well, he's almost got a mullet, number 192.
Oh, yeah. Needs to trim up the sides a little bit.
I'm not sure how you have leeway to tell anybody to trim anything.
Yeah. Those darn long hairs taking over everything.
Yeah, they are. They're all a bunch of mullets. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you call it a mullet?
Got to mull it over.
Let's not digress to last year.
I'm just surprised I was asked back after that.
Well, there's no accounting for some people's sense of humor.
And he's getting some placings.
Yep. 181 is 5. Has he already placed 2?
Yeah, he's already placed 2 of them.
So that's.
So 181.
That'd be
4.
4.
Yep.
And the winner is. Looks to be
I like the front 2/3 of
Cassidy
this
Butler.
class winner quite a bit. That one's elevated and good looking and big rolled up act, and I think flexes and goes really, really well. Hits the surface very genuine.
She's done all right
When you
this
get behind that, when it gets
show,
just a little
too.
rounder
Yeah.
And off just a little bit there out of his hip, but still plants and goes, takes a really good step off to the side, and now he's just got the extras it takes to get along, and I think that's a pretty easy to start the class.
They're always talking about how a pig walks.
He's got a lot of product and a lot of power. I probably do like the freshness of the center body a little better than the class winner. We just don't have the look and style up front, and maybe he just gets a little plainer in general about his look and build. The one that comes in 3, that's a really tall shouldered, sound, functional one, just kind of gets outpowered in terms of bone and overall mass to move up any higher. The one that comes in 4, that's another one that's really fresh and gray skin and haired, and I think muscle and condition are on point. That one just labors a little the surface on both ends. I mean, that one gets a little straighter, postier up front, and a little unsure where to put his hind legs from time to time, but that's a really well presented one with a lot of good product there. The one that comes in 5 lands there just strictly off a structure standpoint. I mean, that one's hind end, got some issues, and he kind of labors and hits the surface a little wonky when he goes away from you. The one that comes in 6 just runs out of gas compared to the other ones in here. Gets a little longer snouted and not as fresh and just chunky middle, but a really rolled up back one and good look off to the side.
So did you get all those?
All right, class
Yeah.
7 Hamps results.
All right. First place, Cassidy Butler. Second place, Cade Cowan. Third place,
David E. Anderson 3rd.
David E. Anderson.
Evelyn Ariano
4th
4th.
place, Evelyn Ariano.
5th.
5th place, Savannah Shigoda.
6th.
And 6th place,
Class
Brooklyn
8
Kyle.
Hamps. Cash Mall, Carson Pribble, Connor Pribble, Tatum Holmes, Dodger Sloan, Jessica Fleming. These pigs are going to range in weights from 253 to 260. Class 8.
Excuse me. All right, in the ring right now we got Class 8, Cash Mogg, Carson Pribble, Connor Pribble, Tatum Holmes, Dodger Sloan, and Jessica Flaming.
we're still in the Hampshires.
Yep.
That's Hampshires, not Hamptons.
And they're bringing in the second to last one right now. They got one more to go.
According to Scott Strawn, the majority are Hampshires or Yorkshires.
Carson Pribble, Connor Pribble, Tatum Holmes, Dodger Sloan, Jessica Fleming. This will be the last class of Hamps, and then we'll roll into the breed champion Hamps. Also, our Swan Superintendent this year is Manuel Ariano, Assistant Casey Anderson. Also, again, want to thank our ring help out here, John Wade, Trey Butler, and Cameron Duval. Appreciate your help, guys.
I want to thank our sponsors, Scribner Construction, Ochiltree General Hospital, Panhandle Producers and Royalty Owners Association, Hargis Trucking, Western Equipment, Lemon Law Firm, Plains Land Bank, Equity Exchange, First Bank,
Also,
Southwest,
KEYE again for,
Boxwell
coming out and
Brothers,
doing the
United
live
Food
broadcast
Store,
through Facebook and everything they do, and they interview the kids during
Perryton
the week.
Ochiltree Chamber of
I know they had
Commerce.
Gary and Tommy and somebody else I think on the road this week, and they talked to Scott I know this week. So again, let's thank KEYE. Give them a round of applause for everything they do for the kids and found broadcast for us.
And we appreciate the
KEYE.
thanks.
Appreciate it.
I was talking to Scott, and he started asking me, well, how long you been doing this? And, you know, time flies.
Yeah.
But I think we started broadcasting from the podium up there in the 70s and early 80s. And I don't exactly remember when we decided to set up and do a full-blown live broadcast. Probably sometime in the mid 80s. I think Johnny Moore was here then, so probably maybe in the early 80s. He and I probably set up and did a show, and we've done them ever since. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe 40 years.
Yeah. Wow.
But you know what? It's a good stepping off place from Christmas. It just, you know, last of January, 1st of February, just kind of yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got basketball, but I really enjoy this. This is a
it's a relaxed thing.
yeah,
I feel like.
absolutely.
With basketball, you got to make sure you're getting everything right.
Yeah, and you got something to learn.
Yeah. Here you end up learning something, but just having fun with it.
That's right.
And it's down between Carson Pribble.
I believe we got more people here since it's warmed up a little bit.
I think so. And who is this? Right here. Okay.
203.
First place is going to be Tatum Holmes. Second place, Carson Pribble.
Barely went here to start our class with, and I know we got a little worked up and a little hot. We took a little while, and even with all that, that one still is the most flexible of our top pair here, and I think that's where he's got the advantage. I mean, that one's really opened up, really stout, lots of extra muscle, good dimension, and still gets out and goes a little bit better than the one that comes in two. The one that comes in two, I like that one's front third a lot better. That one's neater, cooler, up fronted, just lacks a little bit of power and dimension to go with that first one. And then also when you get behind that one, he wants to get a little straighter and not quite as flex and go compared to the one that comes in first. The one that comes in three, kind of same issue. But
Tatum Holmes has done okay.
She has. She shows a lot of different animals.
Yeah.
We just got to have that one better at the surface. That one gets a little straighter in his blade, a little straighter on his hind too, but a lot of good in that one. The one that comes in 4, I'd like to fix this one's pasterns and maybe stout them up all the way at the ground in terms of feature and bone, and maybe bust that one open a little more coming at you to get him up any higher. The one that comes in 5 gets a little outclassed just in terms of look and presence, but that's a really functional one that's got a good shape down its top and really big hip, and I think bone matches fairly well today. We just got to have that one up and out a little more to compete with these ones above him. The one that comes in 6 is the narrowest, kind of pointiest one of the class. Gets a little flatter about his body and turned to his rib, but that's a really tall shoulder, good looking one. Gets around the ring really, really well.
All right. Hamps, Class 8. First place, Tatum Holmes.
Tatum Holmes first. Carson Pribble second.
Carson Pribble second. Jessica Fleming third. Connor Pribble fourth.
Dodger Sloan fifth. Cash Mogg sixth.
Oh, well, I had those two backwards. Cash Mogg is sixth, and Dodger Sloan is fifth.
Class winner out of Class 6, Emily Butler. Class winner out of Class 7, Cassidy Butler. Class winner out of Class 8, Tatum Holmes. Breed champion, Hamp Drive.
Going for the Hampshire breed and reserve champions. Isaac Ariano, Emily Butler, Cassidy Butler, Tatum Holmes. I think it was Tatum Holmes' goat that got away from her, wasn't it? Or was it a sheep?
Yeah, she shows everything but goats, seems like.
Yeah.
And Macon Stork is our judge today. He's been doing a pretty good job, I think.
He's done an excellent job, really.
Yeah.
He has a lot to say about each one of them, and you don't think that he's processing it, but
yeah,
it's all there.
Yeah. I mean, with some of these judges, you know, that you see at different shows and stuff, you just got to sit there and go, you really don't know what you're talking about, do you? But then you get this guy, and he's been pretty consistent with everything.
Yeah, he has.
I think for breed here, there's a pair of them that gets pretty close in my opinion, and I mean, I've been looking at it. It's the two bigger ones, I think, and then there's a lot of subtle differences there, but I think overall quality is pretty similar. There's one a little more powered up, a little more ready and right for today, and I think he's a little stouter featured and blown apart. And there's one that's a little neater looking, maybe a little more rolled up back and cooler off to the side, but I don't know if we've got enough power and just overall stoutness for today. So, and I'm okay if people want to flip off them or whatever. We're going to use the heavyweight to win.
Did he say it's okay if people flip off?
I don't know what he said.
Class 8, Tatum Holmes. So
Tatum Holmes.
Pribble, the second place of that class, will come out and join for the reserve breed champion hat.
Yep,
Again,
Tatum
Holmes, breed champion hat.
I was thinking he got a little extreme there for it. So Tatum Holmes, breed champion for the Hampshires. And so that's going to be bringing in
Cassidy Butler, Emily Butler, and Isaac Ariano to go along with the second place of 6, right?
I think the one that follows our champion, the closest as far as quality is the young ladies, class 5, I guess it was, or 6, whatever it was. So, I like that one a lot. A little neater, cooler looking version, a little more creased up back, maybe not quite as stout and burly, but that's a real nice one to follow our champion.
And that is,
Reserve breed champion,
I believe, Cassidy Butler, yeah.
Breed champion Hamp, Tatum Holmes. Reserve champion Hamp, Cassidy Butler.
Cassidy was first in Class 7.
All right, now we'll go on to Class 9. We'll start the crosses. Class 9, Rayleigh Law, Kyle O'Quinn, Emma Ariano, Katie Butler, Jake Swall.
He is moving through this
Those
thing.
range anywhere from 160 to 181, Class 9.
My word, we're going to finish up early.
Yeah.
We didn't get started till 1:30.
Yeah. Goodness.
Not even 2:30 yet.
Nope.
On the last class, Class 9.
Yep, these are all crosses coming
Shoot,
into the ring.
I was thinking I'd be able to get out of here and not have to help you carry the tables back.
We'll also have the showmanship classes for the junior and the seniors.
Oh, but you know, they might start that game early.
I'd like to say that, but it's a district game. You don't start district games early.
Seniors, we have 2 heats, so also make sure you're in the right heat.
There was one of those
And know which
where
one
they
you
didn't.
can after we wrap up the big show. So
They were doing it was over in Guyman, and I went to go cover a volleyball game, and Richard North walked into my mom's classroom while I was talking with her before I left. He said, "Well, what are you still doing here?" I said, "Well, I'm about to leave. Do you know something I don't?" He said, "Yeah, they're about to start." So I was freaking out, and I sped over to Guyman and got there, and it was just the JV going. I was there going, "What?"
Well, if they had been about to start, you might as well not have even gone.
I know. I was hoping whenever he meant about to start that, 30 minutes.
Yeah, right.
Well, no, and then there's some of those where they don't even tell you that they changed the game.
Have they already caged one? No, there comes the 5th one.
No, yeah. They're just now all getting out there.
Can you tell me why this is the only breed or the only species that they cage?
I think it's just because it'd be a bigger mess if they had them go back to their pen and stuff like that. And so that way, whenever they're doing their breed champion and all that, they can just pull it out right there.
Oh, but for the individual classes.
For the individual classes, they also do that so that he can also single them out as he's talking about them.
Yeah, because it's
right
there.
Yeah, they don't stand still like everything else does.
Right. Okay, we've got Rayleigh Law, Kyle O'Quinn, Emma Ariano, Katie Butler, and Jake Schwalk with crosses. This is the first class of the cross breed. Yep. 160, 170, 178, 181, and 181. And the classes are all due to the weight.
Yeah.
And this goes extreme with the cross breed, starting with 160. Wow. And the heaviest one being 269, 109 pounds more. That's some kind of a difference.
Really taking his time looking at them.
Well, the others were all, the Durocs were the same.
Yeah.
This is a cross breed.
Yeah, and they all tend to, I remember seeing that the easy way to tell them that they were a cross is that they all kind of have at least a blue butt, a bluish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what was in that email, anyways, that Scott sent you.
Yeah, well, it's true.
Yeah.
I guess because they're hamps with something else.
Yeah. Say that most of them, at least for here,
Duroc, maybe.
Mostly Hampshire and Yorkshire They're crossed together.
Are they?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Huh.
The first name of the first exhibitor,
Yeah.
Raele,
Yeah. Rayleigh.
as opposed to Sarah Rayleigh.
Yeah. No, it's just Rayleigh.
Huh?
It's just
All the
Rayleigh.
way down.
Rayleigh.
Yeah.
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 I don't know that
Yeah.
I did exactly what everybody
So
thought
Rayleigh.
or what they'd agree on, but in my mind, I ran with the one that has the least holes and the least problems. I think that one's extremely heavy muscle, big featured, got some good hair, skin and hair is really good. Young lady does an exceptional job getting that one drove. I think I'd like to see him relax just a little bit and take maybe a little longer step, a little more stride, but I think he's acceptable there. I think he brings the most together. The one that comes in two, just maybe a little more refined about his jaw and snout, and maybe not as opened up coming or going, but I think that's a really good outline one that drops up really well when he goes across the ring. He's long, elevated. Just need a shot more muscle and expression and power to move up any higher. The one that comes in three, this one, I love this in center body. I like his proportions and he balances really well there. We just got to stouten that one up and then get a little longer reach. And he came in a little stove up and a little tight, and he actually got better the longer we went. We just got to have a little more reach and go for that one to get any higher. The one that comes in four is probably the pieciest of the set. That one's really big muscle, he's really good looking, and I think he's got enough flex and go at times, but wants to get a little rigid down his top and just a little immature in terms of condition and cover, especially compared to the trio ahead. The one that comes in five is a little more down-headed and chunkier headed and just doesn't have the elevation and look, but that's a really big back one that's sound and flexible. All right, Class 9 crosses. Results. Katie Butler first, Kyle O'Quinn second, Riley Law third, Emma Ariano fourth, and Jake Swalk fifth. Class 9 crosses.
All right.
Class 10 cross.
Class 1, or Class 9, first place, Katie
Ashley
Butler.
Roberts,
Second place,
Travis
Kyle
Shigoda,
O'Quinn. Third place,
Austin
Rayleigh
Merrick,
Law. Fourth
Ellie
place, Emma
Shigoda,
Ariano. And fifth place, Jake Schwab.
From 188 pounds to 200 pounds. Class 10 crosses.
I wonder how they divide these weights up.
Also, I still got 3 buckets up here, I think. Cassidy
Oh,
Butler,
weights?
Adeline Reed,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
Dalton
the
Lester.
difference,
You have
the
a bucket up
breaking
there, so
point,
get
say,
time
for
and grab you a bucket.
Class 10, Class 11 was 2 pounds.
Right. So it just kind of depends on, like with major shows, they keep it to about a 10-pound weight break.
Within the
classes.
class itself, but from one class to the next.
Yeah. So I don't know. It just
I
depends
guess
on.
you couldn't have it break a
Also, we want to
big
recognize our
distance,
junior board
because then you'd have too many in the class
Everyone's been out
probably.
there
Right,
with
yeah.
us. They went and talked to the buyers throughout the year and so forth, and so we want to recognize them. Cassidy Butler, Maddie Shigadance, Austin Merrick, Tyler Cook, Kyle Merrick, Carson Pribble, Tatum O'Quinn, Rayleigh Law. Also want to remind everybody for tomorrow, the sales tomorrow, we'll have the steak dinner at noon for all the buyers. So if your buyers will come out and buy you an animal, 2, 3, whatever you want to do. We'll have the steak dinner next door here that will be cooked, and then about 1 o'clock we'll have the Parade of Champions, and right after that we'll kick the sale off and see if we can get some of those kids this money and for their next projects or college or however we're going to use it. So come out tomorrow and enjoy steak and support our kids.
Class 10, Tatum Holmes, Ashlyn Roberts, Strivin Shigoda, Austin Merrick, and Ellie Shigoda. 188, 188, 189, 200, and 200. In that last column says home, home, floor, floor, home, floor, home, home, home.
Yep.
Explain.
Okay. So home means that the that they're going to be going on further down the line as far as like going to another show, or they've just decided to take them home and they're going to butcher the hogs themselves.
Okay.
Floor means that they're getting rid of them here. So like with my sister's goats, she has one of them marked for home and then one of them marked for floor. So that whenever they show up tomorrow after the sale, she'll just load up one of them.
So, like the goats
Yeah.
that are floored here, somebody buys them.
Yeah, so that's actually, that was kind of funny. So we didn't know this, but I have a cousin. Well, we knew about my cousin, but
That's good.
Big shocker.
I'm proud of you.
but no, he had showed up, and we knew that he raised goats and stuff, and I had went out there to help out whoever was supposed to come up and get goats and sheep and everything. I walk out there, and he's standing right there. I said, well, what are you doing here? He said, well, I'm here to get everything.
Really?
And so I was like, yeah. So it just kind of, I think they switch. It used to be the walkers that would take all the sheep and goats, but I'm not sure.
Very
What?
nice pair to be on top here. And I think
The
they
family?
complement each
Yeah,
other
like
well.
Walkers?
Yeah,
For me,
like
there's
Kevin
one that just
Walker.
does everything
would
a little
usually
bit
take
better.
them.
What would he do with them?
I'm not sure what they do with them.
Is one that is just really,
I don't know if
really
they-
big top.
I mean,
Really
most
big
of them
head,
are all
and set.
weathers, so they
He's a
can't
little better
produce
out of his
anything.
hip, so
Right.
leveler, probably has a little more
Guess
reach
sell them to
when he
butcher
goes
them or
away
something.
from you compared to the 1 and 2. I don't think either one of them are perfect, especially coming right at you. I'd like to see those take a little wider step, especially at the ground. I mean, they close in at their knee a little. Chest is good, knees a little off, feet get even worse. But I think we're within the realm of acceptability. That one just does it with a little more power, a little more bone, a little extra look and presence out here compared to the 1 and 2.
Tatum
The 1 and
Holmes
2,
just
when
got
we get
another
that one
first
a little
place.
chunkier and get some pounds and some time on that one, I think that one's a whole different deal. I think with some maturity, we've got a really, really good one. But that's a very nice
All right.
pair to be on top. The one that comes in 3 kind of lands in there just from a terms of build and practicality. I mean, that one's not the widest and not the heaviest muscled one, but as far as soundness and build, he definitely dominates over the 2 that come right behind.
Okay, so this is what Ron
The one that
Murray
comes
said.
in 4, that's a really muscled up one, a really expressive. and
232
shapely.
is
Just gotta
3.
fix that one at the ground, kind of coming in and going, and especially leaving. That one wants to bow a little, it gets a little more refined.
241 is
and thin than
4.
another bone. The 1 in 5, that one's really stout-headed and really stout-featured.
fifth.
We just got to fix that one in terms of power.
Tatum Holmes
strength,
first.
and front end
Striving
here.
should go to
Get a little shot of
second.
muscle and
Ellie should
expression
go
to
to
get in
third.
there.
Ashlyn Roberts fourth, and Austin
All right,
Merrick
last 10 results.
fifth.
Tatum Holmes first. Striving should go to second. Ellie should go to 3. Ashlyn Roberts 4th. And Austin Merrick 5th.
So we got a response to our discussion.
We
That's
did.
good.
All right, we're on to class
Let
11.
me finish writing this, and I will
Jaden
let you know.
Palmer,
All right.
David Cato,
In case you
Lily Kyle,
aren't aware, we're
Katie Cowan,
live broadcasting
Rustin
on
Newman, and Michaela
KEYE's Facebook page.
Class 11, these are going to range from
Been doing it all day.
to 209.
Okay, you read.
Class 11.
Okay. Well, no, that's from David
Oh,
for you.
the announcer's drowning us out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we need to bring him down a little bit then.
But Rhonda Murray was saying that, let me pull it back up, that they accept bids on the floor animals, and of course the highest bidder wins for them. So they have their own like little auction, I suppose, on who gets the floor animals, and
This
then
year's
they'll
judge
buy them.
had come from Ico, Texas. His name's Macon Stork. Owns Stork Livestock. Owned it for about 8 years, he told me. He also graduated from Tarleton and is on the national champ meat judging team. Let's give him a round of applause and thank you for coming today. We appreciate you coming to this. Give a big round
It's
of applause.
strange how he's overpowering us when he's coming through the same mics we are. And it's 2 inches from our mouth. So,
Yeah.
But go ahead. Did you finish?
Yeah, I did.
Well, explain it one more time.
Oh, so they do they take bids on who's going to take the floor animals.
Before the show, before the sale starts.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
And then that's who gets the floor animals.
Okay.
As far as how they determine.
What do they do with them?
I suppose it's up to them.
They're withers. They probably do have them butchered.
Yeah.
I wonder locally or, I mean, we're talking goats here.
Right. I would suppose that.
And where do people eat goats?
Well,
You can't buy it in the grocery store in Perryton, Texas, can you? I've never seen
think so.
goat meat.
I don't think so. But I had a classmate. He wanted to buy one off me because his family wanted to butcher it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told him no because I was still using it.
So, what I was reading is that there's a little bit of ethnicity involved in the people that like them.
Yeah.
And there's more and more people getting here in the United States, and then other people are trying the goats just to try it, I suppose.
Yeah.
It must be getting a little bigger in the market.
Yeah. I mean, personally, so my family, we've kind of gotten into like Mediterranean food, Middle Eastern stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they use goat and stuff, and whenever we'll go to like a Mediterranean restaurant or something, and I'll get like something that has like lamb or goat in it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's pretty good. I enjoy how they cook it and season it.
It's the seasoning as much as anything, though, isn't it?
It's the seasoning.
It's different. In other words, if you took beef and seasoned it the same way they're seasoned the goats and the lamb, it might taste very similar.
Yeah, it's also about the texture of it, though. Like I was saying earlier, that like goats and lamb is a little bit more like greasier. So, I mean, so you want to hear a funny story about goats and
okay.
So
is it clean?
Yeah, it's clean. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But John, I don't say dirty things on air. But no, we were at the San Antonio stock show, and I was talking with Scott and this family. It was their first time being there. They said, "Oh, can you take our picture and stuff?" And it's this little kid. It's his first like major show and stuff, and they were all happy. And he goes, "All right, on 3, everybody say cabrito," and they all go cabrito, and they're all happy about it. And I was sitting there going, "Scott, what does that mean?" It means smoked goat in Spanish.
It means smoked goat.
Smoked goat, yeah.
Well, I'd like to try it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I was laughing
anything
hard,
I like spicy foods.
See, I really like just smoked foods in general. Like turkey breast. Love turkey whenever it's smoked. It's delicious. I love it.
Yeah, I don't want it for Thanksgiving though.
I'm just not much of like just turkey in general. But if it's smoked
once a year,
I prefer a ham on Thanksgiving, honestly.
I knew there was something weird about you.
I saw that eyebrow raise pretty
there's
quickly.
people that do like ham.
Yeah.
And we make allowances for them. Thanks to Hargis Trucking, Western Equipment, Lemon Law, Boxwell Brothers, United Food Store, Perryton Ochiltree Chamber, Perryton Insurance, Interstate Bank, Motor Parts, First Bank Southwest, Equity Exchange, Plains Land Bank, Panhandle Producers and Royalty Owners, Ochiltree County General Hospital, and Scribner Construction.
I think that one does do a better job feet and leg wise and design wise compared to the ones that come behind them. That one's elevated and level down its top and gets around the ring really,
I need a definition of elevated. He uses that a lot.
And just overall bulk there.
Hang on one second. I will tell you.
One to start the class. Very, very powerful one comes into. We just got to get this one elevated and cleaner and neater about our
There it was.
And I'd like to help that one at the surface. She wants to labor and struggle just a little bit. You get behind her, she's really square and flexible there. Front end, we've got to have a little bit of help to move up any higher. A real nice one to be in second. When it comes in 3, that's an extremely powerful one, and that one's busted open and wide and lots of dimension. We just got to get that one a little neater and cooler looking to do any better today. Wants to get a little dippier back and maybe not the most attractive up front. The one that comes in 4 is really shapely and expressive, and I love the body of that one. I mean, that one's front end and body are really, really good. Structurally, we've got some issues, and that's why that one lands as far back as it does. We get a little more refined about his bone and wants to bow a little bit, leaving you, and bow a little bit coming. But really good body, one to be in 4. 5 and 6, that's a kind of a match pair there. Those are really long, extended, elevated ones. We just got to have more to them in terms of dimension and body to move up any higher today.
All right.
Class 11 results. David Kano first.
David Kano.
Michaela Roberts second.
Michaela Roberts.
Cade Cowan third.
Cade Cowan.
Jaden Palmer fourth.
Jaden Palmer.
Lily Kyle fifth.
Lily Kyle
And
fifth.
Rustin Newman sixth. Class 11 results.
Rustin Newman 6.
Yep.
Okay, you were going to tell me what elevated. You're also going to have to tell me what busted open is.
Class 12 crosses.
Okay, busted open. I don't know if I can tell you. I think I need to pay more attention whenever he's talking about him, and then I can tell you. But with elevated, he basically just means he wants it a little bit higher off the ground. So they use the
all
same
the way
term.
around, or just in the front?
I think it depends. So like with goats, you want them to have a good chest to floor ratio.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically where it's square, because you want everything about it to be square. And I imagine that's the same thing going on with pigs, but I could be totally wrong on that. Just a fair
Here you
disclaimer.
were making us think you really knew.
Oh,
You do that in school too, do you?
just they don't know I do that.
Okay, we're in class 12. And we got 12, 13, 14, and 15, and this sucker is over. Golly, we may get through before 4 o'clock.
Man, we might. Don't say that too loud, though.
Ashlyn Roberts, Addison Cook Lopez, Striven Shigota, Mackenzie Palmer.
Striving.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Striven. Striven Shigota, Mackenzie Palmer, Cassidy Butler, and Katie Butler. You know, people spell names a whole lot different than they used to.
Yeah.
Particularly basketball players.
I know I went to that Randall game for you, you know.
Yeah.
And there was one of them. They had it was a Vietnamese kid or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And I got to his name on the
No
roster.
DDM?
Something like that.
Yep.
And I got to his name on the roster. I just stared at it. I go, you know what? We're just going to call him by his first name, which is Ron.
There you go. There you go. I've done that also.
Yeah.
Particularly if it's got 13 letters in it
Oh, yeah.
for the last name. You just haven't got time to say that name.
No. That's why I've tended to go towards more just saying the numbers for them instead.
Always at the stock show, comes every year.
You don't do that for Perryton, though.
No. For Perryton, I say the names because I know that. But
Comes and helps us weigh pigs every year. And so let's give Layton a round of applause for always coming up and helping us and coming through for us. Appreciate Layton.
That's really an excuse for you not able to remember the names.
okay, yeah, that's honestly a bad thing. So that's honest. I've had that problem ever since I started working for you and doing games. I can't ever. So with
It's not easy.
yeah, I can't like even with the like home team naming and stuff. Sometimes I'll pick up the visiting team quicker than I do the home player.
Yeah. And it's different each different game.
Yeah.
And whatever the reason why your eye focuses on a player and says the name, and you may never forget it.
Exactly.
And then you see the same guy 20 times and still can't remember his name at the end of the game.
I know we were doing WT football games, and I had to keep looking down at the sheet for a couple of those. I was like, man, this guy plays every time.
Yeah, of course, you got 22 players in football.
Oh, we got 100-something.
I mean, on the
okay,
field
yeah.
at one time.
Yeah. What gets you is they sometimes pull out those ghost numbers on you, or you don't have them on your roster at all, and you're just sitting there going,
Yeah, then it becomes numbers.
yeah.
It's always irritating.
Oh, yeah. All right, so it's down to Striven Shigota and Katie Butler.
And somebody hollered.
To start this class with. I mean, that one came out the gate looking like a man, and he never missed a beat as the class went on. I think that was really burly, really stout. He's busted open.
Striving,
really
I believe.
big up high. He's still slick and good-headed, and I think Phil
Said that
just
again. I don't know
a
what he
notch
means.
over full for me today. In my opinion, but I think when he gets out and goes good, he's stout featured, he's good looking, does a whole lot of things right for me. The one that comes in too, that one's probably a little better outline. With that, he's maybe just a shot framier and not quite as burly and stout, especially through the center part of his body, is the one that comes ahead. So that is a jet.
So Striven Shigota comes in first. Katie Butler comes in second place.
The one that comes in 3, I like a lot of things about this one. I like the feature and the hair, the head and neck looks really, really good. That one comes at you, wants to close up a little bit in his chest and knee. Doesn't flex and go quite as good off his rear too as the two that come ahead.
the one that comes in 4, that's definitely the best built, soundest one of the class. We just got to have more to him. That one gets a shop frame here and a little more extended than the rest. And with that, he doesn't come quite as stout and burly and manned up today, but that's a really, really sound, flexible one to come in for. Young ladies in 5th, that's a good design one. Very level, very sound, very comfortable. We just got to bust that one open and power it up a little bit at the ground. Young ladies that come
Did you hear him?
Yeah, I
Bust
know.
that one open.
That's a really fresh back one, lots of muscle, lots of look. We just got to have that gilt get up and go a little bit better and move up any higher. Very nice class for crossbreds.
Striving should go to Katie Butler, Mackenzie Palmer, Addison Cook Lopez, Cassidy Butler, and Ashlyn Roberts. In that order?
4th,
Yep.
Addison Cook Lopez. 5th, Cassidy Butler. 6th, Ashlyn Roberts. Class 12 results.
So I gave that
All right, move on to class
victory
13,
to Scriven
crosses.
when I mispronounced his name.
Tatum
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's why he got it.
Gotcha.
Striving.
So is that, so you mispronounced it again just to get him for the next one, huh?
Just so you'd understand what I was saying.
Okay.
226 to 230.
Okay, class 13. Got 6 in this one. 3 more classes, and then we're going to go to the breed and reserve
And we got junior and senior showmanship.
and junior and senior show. And then that's it for the afternoon. And everybody will come back tomorrow for the sale. The sale is really kind of fun. I mean, you know, if it doesn't go for 4 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
But seeing these kids show them and knowing that they're getting money for them, and
Yeah.
I believe that Stephen Holmes told me that the auctioneer is a relative of his.
I can't think of his name anymore, but he's not doing it anymore.
Who?
Oh, there's an older
This
guy.
is the same guy that came last year.
Oh, no, it was.
He's from out of town.
Okay. No, I was thinking of the guy over there in the black felt hat.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He helps out, but he.
Right.
Taking a little time with this group.
Yeah. You know, I always think that's a good thing whenever the judge is taking time with it. Just because, you know, with some of those classes, whenever he just speeds through it, it's like, is he really looking at them, though? But, you know, and then whenever they come back in, though, for.
I think he makes up his mind typically pretty quickly,
Yeah.
just like when he would bring in the you know, you'd have your 2 going for the grand,
Right,
and
yeah.
it didn't take him any time. It brought somebody else in.
Yeah.
Didn't take him any time to know which one he liked the best.
Yeah. But I've been really pleased with him. I bet they have him back next year if they can.
Well, I guarantee you one thing: these kids know how to show animals.
Yeah.
A lot more than even 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
They're good at it.
Yeah.
They're just really good at it. Even the little bitties work hard at it.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been to these shows where the judge really complimented.
The show
didn't have
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think Perryton has a reputation for good animals and good showmanship,
Yeah.
which is a tribute to the young people, but it's also a tribute to the parents and a tribute to Scott Strawn. You know,
Yeah.
it all comes down to everybody working together.
Right. Man, have you ever been out here on a
Little
weigh-in night?
What's the name of 260?
Oh,
She just came by and just waved at me.
she was in the first couple classes.
Yeah.
I can't find her now.
Nice one to start with.
Hannah Young.
Hannah Young.
Bounces up really well. He's tall shoulder, good looking, good shape down his back. I'd probably like to see a little more just chub and maturity about his center body, but he gets out and goes well. Got a little extra shot of bone compared to the one that comes behind him. Whereas the one in 2, that's definitely a wild looking, freaky front end one. We just got to power that one up in terms of bone and feature and maybe get a little more expression down that one's top. But that's a really mobile, really good looking one to be in 2. The one that comes in 3, that's the kind that I like as far as his center body and his top shape and feature. We've just got to fix that one a little bit, especially in his front third. That one gets a little shorter, a little chunkier, not quite as good at the surface, and he wants to close up and get a little weaker on those front pastures. But that's a really fresh, really good skin and haired one. It's got a lot of value for down the road.
Cash Wheeler coming in 3rd. He's a shower, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's got a lot of
A
animals.
little bit, give it a little more flex and go to compete with the ones ahead of it. The one that comes in 5, that's a really mobile, really flexible sound one. Just not enough there in terms of spread and overall muscle today. The one that rounds the class out with, that's definitely the cutability one of the class. I mean, that's a really, really big rolled up back, lots of muscle, lots of extension, and look, we've just got to soften that one's rib up and body and maybe get down the proportion just a little bit better off to the side.
All right, placings for Class 13. Isaac Ariano, 1st place. Tyler Cook, 2nd place. Cash Wheeler, 3rd place. 4th place, Dodger Sloan. 5th place, Tatum O'Quinn. In 6th place, Emily Lopez.
Class 13 results. Class 14 crosses. Serena Shigoda, Darley George, Landry Anderson, Cash Small, Savannah Stevens. Class 14 weight range is going to be 237 to 247.
And they go all the way up to 269 pounds. They're getting really big. I wonder, do you know what size typically they, of commercial hogs, what size is they butcher?
You know, I think it'd be about this size. Because, I mean, you want them to be pretty heavy.
Yeah. Got 5 in this one. Sorelli, Shigoda, Darley, George, Landry Anderson, Cash Mogg, Savannah Stevens. This is the crossbreed. We've got one almost doesn't look cross. Looks more like a
looks more like a hamp. Yeah.
I mean, he's black with the white stripe, pretty much.
Yeah. And that one over there is kind of about the same, a little bit, just a little bit more white to him.
Yeah, a little broader stripe.
Yeah.
The others are all kind of pink and black. This one here is pretty fat.
That was weird. Look at that. I just dusted off my computer and got blue all over my finger. Oh, wait, that's the ink.
Yeah, that's
the
coming
ink.
from the
yeah,
pen.
We're good. Oh, dear. It's been one of those days.
Yeah,
you know?
well, it's getting late.
It's getting past my bedtime.
And we're going to give credit once again to the people that made this possible. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't watched it on the Facebook Live, you ought to. You can see everything we can see. Been presented by Interstate Bank, Motor Parts, First Bank Southwest, Equity Exchange, Plains Land Bank, Panhandle Producers and Royalty Owners Association, Ochiltree County Hospital, Scribner Construction, Perryton Insurance, Perryton Ochiltree Chamber of Commerce, Perryton United Food Store, Boxwell Brothers, Lemon Law, Western Equipment, and Hargis Trucking.
And also special thanks to PTCI for coming and hooking us up with our internet today, giving y'all a better view and presentation of the stock show.
Particularly Gary Murray, who did it in ice cold weather outside yesterday at morning at 9 o'clock up on top of the building here. That's what she's called going above and beyond.
Oh, yeah.
And it does have some speed to it too, doesn't it?
It does.
Nice blue bear to start off with, and we've definitely got a little different type of kind here in this pair, but I think the blue one just does the most things right for me. That one's busted open, coming and going. He's square, flexible, really big back, really fresh, really shapely. I'd like to fix that one from his hip back. I think the front 2/3 are very, very good. That one gets a little rounder and off in his hip a little, but he still handles it well and takes a really, really good step. Whereas the one in second, this one's a little leveler, a little neater about his lines. We just run out of bone, we're running out of flex compared to the one that comes ahead. The one that comes in 3, structurally, is probably the best one in the class. I mean, it's hard to find a hole in this one's feet and legs, and the way it gets out and goes and moves with comfort and ease. We just got to have more there in terms of expression and shape and just overall power to get up any higher. The one that comes in 4 is probably the most restricted in terms of movement and agility, but yet one that's really good hair, really good skin, beastly in terms of muscle shape and dimension. We just got to get up and go and hit the surface with a little more comfort. The one that rounds the class off with is really tall-shouldered, really extended. We just got to have more there in terms of muscle and shape.
Okay.
Class 14 results. Shirley Shigoda first, Cash Mogg second, Darley George third, Landry Anderson fourth, Savannah Stevens fifth. Class 14 results. Class 15, last class of the crosses. Carson Pribble, Rayleigh Law, Avery Swinhagen, Lyle Shigoda, and Alana George. These range from 250 to 269. Class 15 crosses.
The last cross, last
regular
class of the day.
Yep. But Class 14 placings for you in case you missed it. First place, Sarayli Shigoda. Second place, Cash Mogg. Third place, Darley George. Fourth place, Landry Anderson. Fifth place, Savannah Stevens.
Once we get all Class 15 in the ring, then we can go ahead and start bringing our first place from Class 9, which would be Katie Butler. First place for Class 10 will be Tatum Holmes. First place for Class 11, David Kano. And first place for Class 12 will be Striven Shigoda.
I need to talk to whoever's in charge of the sound system and compliment them on the much superior sound we've had than ever before.
Yeah, I think it's just because they don't try and push it so hard as what they used to.
Yeah, it doesn't have so much bass in it. You know, bass just doesn't go very far.
No.
And you can understand it. You know, in years past, it was just not very good.
Yeah, it was just kind of a guessing game.
Yeah. So, congratulations to whomever's in charge.
I feel like that might be Scott, but I could be wrong.
I couldn't tell you. I do know they've had other people come in from outside. We're in the final class of the Swine's breed. This is a crossbreed. We'll do the breed champion, reserve breed champion, and grand champion, reserve grand after that. And then showmanship, and we're done for the day.
Yep.
This thing moved along this afternoon, considering we didn't get started till 1:30.
Right.
I think they had 85 in that, how many swine?
I think so.
Still got a good crowd out here.
Yep.
People sitting out, talking, standing and watching, and stands are pretty full. They've got, I think that's an addition. There are places to eat on the other side of those stands.
Yeah, they used to have them over here next
All
to
of
us.
them.
but
They were all of them over here.
Yeah, but they
Now there's just 2 tables over here.
switched it. Yeah.
And we have a choice here.
Really impressive deal to start this last class off with, and one that you talk about just fresh and on point in terms of feeding and maturity and right where she needs to be. I mean, that is a big rolled up back, really big hip and pin set, gets out and goes extremely well, takes a really long, good stride, hits the surface square and plants and goes really true. Extremely freaky about that one's head and neck and just barely all the way through. That's a very, very good one to start the class with. The one that comes in too, when that one came out, I thought we had us one to run with, and unfortunately it just got a little outpowered and outclassed with the one that comes ahead, but that's a really good build, really good design one, up-headed, freaky, really sound one. Very, very nice pick to come in second. Young lady's pair that comes in third's got a lot of neat pieces. Really big back, really fresh, just a little piecier in terms of the way that one's put together, a little more rigid there in its ham loin, and maybe not as cool up about his head and ear set as the 2 that come ahead. The one that comes in the 4 is very practical. That one's sound and flexible, can go all day. I like that one's head and neck really well. Just got to have a little more expression and shape to get that one moved up any higher. The one that rounds the class out with, that's a good design one, really fresh back, got some muscle there, just kind of gets outmanned in terms of base width and overall muscle.
You know, he's got something
15 results.
pretty definitive about every one of them.
Carson Bribble second.
Yeah, they're all freaky.
Brady Law third.
That's what he keeps saying.
Lana George fourth.
It's an interesting way to
Shigoda
talk
fifth.
about them, I think.
All right, let's do the breed champion cross.
Okay, so class 15
9, first place,
of
Katie
cross. Avery
Class
Swinhagen,
10,
first place.
Tatum
Carson
Holmes.
Pribble, second place.
Class
Third
11,
place,
David
Rayleigh
Payne,
Law.
David
Fourth
Kano,
place,
first
Elena
place.
George.
Class
And
12,
fifth place, Lila
Simon
Shigoda.
Class 13, Isaac Ariano. Class 14, Sarayli Shigoda. Class 15, Avery Swinhagen. This will be for breed champion cross.
Okay. And if you missed those, I'll tell you who we've got. We've got Katie Butler, Tatum Holmes, David Kano, Straven Shigoda, Isaac Ariano, Sarayli Shigoda, and Avery Swinhagen.
Going in for breed champion of the cross right now. That's who's in the ring.
I wonder how did they pick which class the reserve champion's going to be. I mean, they'll pick 2 here or 1 here.
Yeah.
And then they bring one in from the other classes.
No, so say that 182 there, he's out of class, I don't know, 15 or something. So say that he gets picked as grand champion or
the reserve
breed champion.
Breed champion.
Then they'll bring in the second place from whatever class he was in.
Oh, in his class.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Which may or may not be, but
Right.
they got to pick something, don't they?
Yeah.
We're going for the breed champion cross. And then it'll be the grand champion of the swine and the reserve grand champion of the swine.
Yep.
And so they'll bring in the second of the grand champion.
Yes.
In that class.
Yeah.
Four girls and 3 guys out there.
Yep, Isaac Ariano out there. He's showing quite a bit today.
Yep. I believe that he's made a decision.
I believe so.
I thought he had.
I think he did too.
He pulled it out of his head.
Crossbreeds come back for the division here. I think it comes down to 2 in my opinion, and honestly, it's splitting hairs between them. And I like a whole lot of things about both of them. They're stout, they're dense, they're burly, big, rolled up backs, really good looking, really sound, really flexible. There's one that just does everything a little bit better in terms of presence and ability, and we're also a little farther along and got a little more maturity and time to get right. Young ladies heavyweight's going to be your champion.
And that's going to be
Swinhagen.
Avery Swinhagen.
Okay, breed champion cross is Avery Swinhagen. So second place.
So that means that Carson Pribble will be coming in.
To compete with reserve champion cross.
We'll bring that second back, and then again, we just talked that one, but that was a very, very nice pig. It's sound, functional, runs uphill, a lot of neat pieces, but I think there's another one out here that does the next best for me just in terms of feature, density, and got all the right proportions, and then balances up and goes. Young man on the far side of the ring is going to be reserved.
It's going to be Strivin Shagoda.
The reserve cross champion is Strivin Shagoda.
Crossbreed champion Avery Swinhagen.
Okay, that's going to wrap up
and
the crosses. So
Crossbreed reserve champion is Strivin Shagoda.
and then we'll come back and crown a grand champion pig.
All right. Getting this back underway here. Got a couple of FFA alumni helping out being the ring hands this year.
Okay, let's get ready to bring our breed champions
And they're bringing in breed champions in.
Breed champion drive. Breed
So-
champion Durhawk's going to be Jaden Palmer. Reserve champion Durhawk, Jessica Fleming.
If I can flip to my page here.
Breed champion OPB.
Jaden Palmer, Durock coming in.
Reserve
Avery
champion
Swinhagen,
Cass
breed champion
Wheeler.
OPB, other purebred.
Breed champion Hamp.
Breed champion Hamp, Tatum Holmes.
Reserve champion Hamp, Cassidy Butler.
And breed champion Cross, Avery Swinhagen.
Swinhagen. Reserve champion Cross, Strivin Shagoda.
So they're making their way into the show ring. And they're having to kind of go through and get them back since they didn't pin them up with the others like they were doing. Once again, you're listening to KEYE 1400 AM Your Country, 96.7 on the FM side of that. And, of course, 93.7 My FM. We'd like to give a special shout-out to our sponsors today. Scribner Construction, Western Equipment, Hargis Trucking, Lemon Law Firm, Boxwell Brothers Funeral Home, United Food Store and Grocery. Well, I guess that's the same thing. But Perryton Ochiltree Chamber of Commerce, Perryton Insurance, Interstate Bank, Mike Blassingame there, Motor Parts, First Bank Southwest, Brady Erie, Equity Exchange, West Beal, Plains Land Bank, Stephen Holmes, Panhandle Producers and Royalty Owners Association, Ochiltree General Hospital, and Scribner Construction. Special thanks again to PTCI for hooking us up with the internet today, specifically Gary Murray, who braved the cold for us yesterday, climbed on top of the expo building and hooked us up with our Wi-Fi to where we've been able to have a great feed today as far as Facebook and sending stuff back to the station. And yeah, it's just overall been a much improvement upon last year, which is all you can hope for.
All right, we're going to go ahead and roll them out. We'll put them in their pins out here. And then
Also, special thanks to David Schwach back at the station for keeping us on all day today.
Again, the Durocs, we're going to have breed champion Duroc Hayden Palmer, reserve champion Jessica Fleming, breed champion OPB Avery Swinhagen, reserve champion OPB Cash Wheeler, breed champion Ham Tatum Holmes, reserve champion Ham Cassidy Butler, breed champion Cross Avery Swinhagen, reserve champion Cross Striving Shigoda.
And they're bringing them all in now. They're finally getting the grand drive underway. Got Jaden Palmer in with his Duroc. Oh no, we're still waiting. Okay. Got to pin up everything first. Jumping the gun a little bit.
So, what are they doing?
So they're doing their grand drive right now, but they're bringing all the breed champions up before they start that. So they're not having to worry about switching out people in between the show, or in the middle of the show.
Whatever you say.
Okay.
What's a grand drive?
So a grand drive is whenever they're picking out like the grand champion swine.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's whenever you see kind of, I don't know.
Is it all the choice? Do the reserve champions and the breeds compete too?
Right, so all the breed champions,
right?
That's so the breed champions are how they narrow down to get to the grand drive.
Also, if you
So
are
then now they're
in
bringing
first
in the
class
breed
in senior
champions
showmanship,
to go for the grand
make sure you
champion.
get back there with your pigs. We'll get ready to fill them
And they
out
pin them all
whenever we get this
before.
grand
Yeah.
champion. So if you're in that first class of junior showmanship, you can go back to your animal and get ready. All right, breed champion Duroc coming out, Jaden Palmer.
Jaden Palmer first out of the gate here with his breed champion Duroc. Reckon he calls him red?
I would think.
And coming out next is
Breed champion OPB, Avery Swinhagen.
Avery Swinhagen with their breed champion OPB. Next up, Tatum Holmes with her breed champion Hamp.
Tatum Holmes.
And see who's out next.
Avery Swinhagen.
Yeah, Avery Swinhagen's out right now. Okay, and then they're bringing out the other Avery
Breed
Swinhagen
champion Cross, Avery Swinhagen.
for breed champion Cross.
Grand champion Drive of the Pigs.
So Avery had two of them.
Yeah, so she's got a pretty good shot for grand champion right here.
Where did most people get these pigs? You know?
I would assume breeders just
Yeah,
with,
but
like,
I mean, do you know where?
oh, no, I mean, there's some people that they'll, I mean, we showed against
I mean,
some people.
Giovanni had some specific people he went
Yeah.
to every year, didn't he?
Right. And I mean, some of these, it might be the same as how we do with our goats, where we just consistently go back to the same breeder. These
Yeah.
people might do the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Which one do you like?
You know, I really like Avery Swinhagen's right here. That OPB.
Big size difference between it and
Yeah.
Tatum's and the old red.
Yeah.
Swinhogan's is the heavyweight anyhow, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no doubt it's been an extremely deep set, top to bottom, from the first class we brought in all the way till now. And I encourage you to give all these individuals and all the ones in the back that maybe weren't as unfortunate a huge round of applause. There's this very, very, very good set of show pigs here today. And I think there are 4 individuals out here in the ring that represent their breeds and their drives very well. Honestly, it's not as easy when you get out here and look at them as I thought it was going to be. I think they've all got a whole lot of value, a whole lot of parts.
Said it wasn't as easy as he thought it was going to be.
That a guy can tie into. To me, there is one that just does it all a little bit more. I think as far as just dimension and power and freshness, and we're still great looking and sound and flexible. We're going to use that crossbred to win today.
All right, I was right. Look at me go.
How about that?
There you go.
All right, grand champion pig is going to be Avery Swinhogan.
Which one, though?
It's going to be her cross.
He's driving Chicago to compete for the reserve grand champion.
So that's...
Again, grand champion.
That's the
class
heavyweight.
15. Yeah, that's the heavyweight one.
Yeah. Cross, Avery Swinhogan. Okay, so
now they're going to bring in the reserve, which is Strive and Shigota right in front of us.
Okay.
A little bit closer in my mind for reserve, and then we'll just go ahead and just talk about all of them. Just real short, quick overrun here. And I think we started off with the red ones, and that is a very, very good Duroc. I mean, I've got a couple red ones at home on feed that I was pretty excited about. I kind of hope we steer away from that one when the time comes here later, because that's a very, very good red one. That OPB comes out as a really elegant, good-looking one that flexes and goes really well. And for that breed and the future that she's got ahead of her, I think that's a really exciting one to have on feed. The Hampshire came out just stout and burly and really flexible, and then can use his hind leg exceptionally well to be carrying that much power and mass up high. And I think that one, got along really, really good in his breed, and he comes out here and he's a definite contender. That reserve crossbred pops out, and I was pretty high on that one early, and I knew it was going to be a real, real hard one to get around, and we ended up finding one. But I can promise you, in terms of proportions and build and the way I like them and the way I see them, that's going to be your reserve.
All right, so reserve is going to be Strive and Shigota.
How about that?
Reserve grand champion Strive Shigota. Again, grand champion Avery Swinhogan, reserve grand champion Strive Shigota. Congratulations.
And that one was out of the crossbreed.
Yeah, so the cross breed basically won everything.
Yep. That was class 12. Came in weighing only 220.
Yeah. Man, he didn't hold back on that Duroc, did he?
No, he didn't. I think he liked it.
I think he did too.
He said, I don't want to have to. I said, I've got 2 of my own. I don't want to meet up with him.
Yeah.
Okay, junior showmanship, class 1.
Then I totally misheard that. Okay.
No, I think he did like it.
Yeah. Emma Ariano, Tatum Holmes, Connor Pribble, Jake Swalk, Emily Lopez, Katie Butler, Brooklyn Kyle, Cash Wheeler. That's your class 1, heat 1, junior showmanship.
I think they'll have 2 heats of juniors.
Yeah, they're going to do the same thing as what they did with cattle.
Got a lot of kids out here today, don't we?
Yeah.
A lot of little ones.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go take a
break. We'll see you.
All right.
We're in junior showmanship champion. They're going to have a couple of heats that got a lot of kids in this.
This is your class 1, heat 1, junior showmanship. David Anderson, Lily Kyle, Emma Ariano, Tatum Holmes, Connor Pribble, Jake Swalk, Emily Lopez, Katie Butler, Brooklyn Kyle, Cash Wheeler.
So that's just one, you heard him announce, that's just one heat. And of course we don't have any way to know who's coming in. But a lot of animals been shown out here today. I'm not sure whether they're going to do that adult showmanship or not today. We probably will not stick around for that, but they are pinning them up. Typically that means the first day out there. So we're down to 3 now, and I don't have the numbers to. There's a lot of numbers there. 205. Yeah, that's Caden Kyle. 20. Or was that 206? I'm sorry, folks. That's 206, not 205. That would be Larry Kyle, 206. Lily Kyle, I'm sorry. I thought, Larry, that's a girl out there. No, Lily Kyle. Now we're down to 4. I believe they're bringing Lily in, and also number 248. Is Jake Swalks in, and now Tatum, 2 girls out there, 178. And I don't see a 178. I'm sure there is one, but I'm not seeing it. Now nope.
See a 187.
Yeah, it's 178 on the other side over there.
Oh.
187's Katie Butler.
Right.
Now they brought out somebody else. 178's being pinned up. Got 3 more. How does this work?
I'm not sure what he's doing. I'm getting kind of confused here.
Him too.
Are we still on the first heat?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
But he pinned some, and then now he's bringing some back out. Okay. Well, I don't know either.
He's the judge.
I'm through trying to figure it out.
I think I might have me some of this cheeseburger here, John, while we wait.
Where'd you get the cheeseburger?
Oh, I went and got it for lunch.
Over there?
Yeah. My dad was making these the other morning, so.
So you know they're good, huh?
Oh, yeah. Well, it depends. Apparently other people brought hamburger patties, too. So we will see.
Okay, well, we don't know any more than we did when he first started out. This one's a runner. Wants to move.
I think it'd help if I...
I'll turn your mic down. And this is just the first heat, folks. So we got a long ways to go to get the showmanship for the swine. Now they're all out of the pens. I don't understand, but he's obviously experienced at this. He's been doing it a long time, and I'm always amazed at how they can speak about an individual pig or an individual and use totally different words and everything like that. It's just that takes some time before you get really prolific with the words on these animals. He's got his water bottle out now. Okay, we're putting one up. Two up. Three up. I guess he points to them and then they know they're supposed to be pinned. And you still got 3, 6, 7 of them out there. And here
We've got a trio pinned off over there for our first heat, and I think there's a very deep set all the way through. Let's give all of them a round of applause. They've all done a very good job. We're looking forward to bringing the next 2 sets out, and we'll bring them all back and see how they fit in. But congratulations to all these exhibitors.
Okay, we'll send the rest of the heat number 1 out. Then we'll bring heat number 2 in. In heat number 2, we got Cade Cowan, Caden Kyle.
So did he pick anybody,
Lopez,
or could you tell?
Bodie Sloan, Avery Swinhoff.
I think that's why he's got them pinned up over there. Those who's keeping.
Those are the keepers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dodger Sloan, Isaac Ariano, and Ashlyn Roberts.
Okay.
That'll be heat number 2 for the junior showmanship.
Still got a good crowd here watching this swine showmanship competition. And we're in the second heat of the junior. Probably won't be this many seniors come out. May just be one heat of seniors. Been an outstanding show, an enjoyable show. Hope that you've enjoyed it. Sponsors include Interstate Bank, Motor Parts, First Bank Southwest, Equity Exchange, Plains Land Bank, Panhandle Producers and Royalty Owners Association, Ochiltree General Hospital, Scribner Construction, Perryton Insurance, Perryton Ochiltree Chamber of Commerce, United Food Store, Boxwell Brothers, Lemon Law Firm, Western Equipment, and Hargis Trucking. We appreciate our sponsors. Hope you do too. If you go into their place of business over the next week or so, tell them you appreciate it. Okay, we're up to 8 in the ring now. And more coming in. Had 84, I believe, hogs shown today. And he's gone through them in good order, not rushed, but certainly hasn't delayed it. Okay, now we back to putting some in the pens. Down to 6 out there. and we're pinning with those that we think that he is.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking he's doing, because he's pinning up some of these, and then he'll pull them out after he gets done with that last heat.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now we're letting some out.
And just pulling out one more, and that's Isaac Ariano joining the mix.
He's got one of the smaller hogs out there.
Yeah.
He was in the first
breed, I think.
class, wasn't he?
Well, with his hamp, it was 175 pounds out of class 5.
Yeah. So that's almost 100 pounds lighter than the heavies.
Yeah.
Of course, it doesn't make any difference what size your pig is in the
No.
showmanship. We've got all of them out in this heat again.
Yep.
So I'm guessing he's going to pin
I'd say 3 more.
3 more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, she's got some ruffles on her jeans, doesn't
Yes,
she?
she does. I bet those are homemade. What do you bet?
I bet so.
Well, Isaac got pinned.
All right. John, we're going into our 7th hour, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw the note down there telling me that how long we'd been going for. I'm surprised our Facebook stream is keeping it up. Usually it shut it
Does
down.
it waffle? Somebody shuts it off?
Yeah.
Did you leave it running during the lunch?
Oh, yeah.
A half hour?
Yeah.
So it never has shut down?
No.
Okay, we're getting one more pinned. Number, can't see it because that's what you run
That's,
into with the girls in basketball.
The hair.
Yeah, the ponytail that goes down and covers the number.
Yeah. I think that was old Cash Maw. Yeah, that's his dad over there. Yeah, Cash Maw got pinned up. I believe over there helping them out is Trey Butler, John Wade, and
Another
Cameron
very
Duval.
stout set, and we pulled 3 more back, and let's congratulate all these again before we let them exit the ring. But very, very good job by a lot of these young kiddos, and honestly, it was really close between a few more. So very promising set here.
Avery Swinhagen was the 3rd one he pulled out of that class.
Yeah.
Okay, as heat number 2 clears the ring, we'll have heat number 3 come in. Heat number 3, we have Rustin Newman, Mackenzie Palmer, Ellie Shigoda, Hannah Young, Evelyn Ariano, Sorayli Shigoda, Savannah Stevens, Landry Anderson, Emily Butler, and Striven Shigoda. the heat in the final number 3 for junior showmanship.
In first is Sarayli Shigoda with her cross. And then coming in with a, say that's a hamp or a cross there, John?
Well, let's see, the number looks like a hamp, but
yeah. Oh, there were some of those crosses that looked awfully lot
yes,
like
they did. 232. Let's go to the crosses first.
I don't see it. Oh, wait, no. Ellie Shigoda. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, that is Ellie Shigoda and her cross came in. Katie Butler now in the ring. Here comes, the young girl. Hannah Young. She just made it in.
So this is the last heat. 3 heats?
Yeah, that's what they were saying, was 3 heats. So this is the last one, then they'll bring them all out, and, or at least all the ones he pulled, and then come up with the final answer.
I didn't remember there being this many in years past.
No, it feels like this is the first time they've had to do heats for showmanship.
Yeah.
Just for anything.
It's almost like everybody is trying.
Yeah. Which is a good thing.
Yeah. And it's swine, so they keep on moving. That would make it more difficult for the judge, it would seem to me.
Yeah.
Whereas when they stop and brace them or whatever, it isn't nearly as difficult.
Right.
But there are more swine showers than any other species by a long shot.
Who are you thinking out of this heat, John?
I have zero idea. I'm not even trying. Are you?
No, not really. I feel like Striving might get it just because he's been pretty consistent all day.
Yeah, he's pretty attentive.
Him and Sarayli, I think, are probably pretty good in the run for it. Oh, man. Oh, don't go sleep on me over there.
No, yawning. Well, 3 o'clock came early this morning.
Yeah. I know. I stayed up till about 2 last night doing homework and putting this stuff together. And
Did you?
yeah.
So that's why you were late getting up, huh?
Yeah. I was planning on getting up at 5 and finishing some of it because I had like a couple more things I had to do. But I ended up missing my 5:30 alarm.
So how do you miss an alarm?
Well, you turn it off and go back to bed.
Yeah, that's not what you call a miss. That's what you call a turn off.
Yeah. I elected that it could wait for about an hour and a half before I had to get up. Oh, I was right. Strava Chigoda and Sorelli got put up.
The junior classes, and give all these kids a round of applause on the way back, and we'll get these top 9 back out to work through.
Okay, we'll let this division, or class 3, heat 3, go back to their pins. Then we'll get ready to roll these ones got pulled back out of the 3 heats to compete for junior showmanship.
This is definitely a bigger ring than ever before, lengthwise. Because I mean, you put some of those in the old rings, and they would have just filled it up.
Oh yeah,
completely.
Oh, we got a. Oh, he's hanging out waiting for senior showmanship. That's what they got going on.
Who's that?
Oh, they got kids lining up for senior showmanship over there.
Oh, okay.
So I thought they were bringing more in. Tatum Holmes out first, followed closely by Emma Ariano.
Who's going to sleep?
My problem is every time I yawn, I try and talk through it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
No, it doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Mm-mm. Nope, it doesn't.
Nope. Isaac Ariano out now with his ham. That's a spotted one. Forgot about that.
Yeah, it is.
I want to give a thanks to our sponsors for today, starting off with Hargis Trucking, Western Equipment, Lemon Law Firm, Boxwell Brothers Funeral Home, United Food Store, Perryton Ochiltree Chamber of Commerce, Perryton Insurance, Interstate Bank, Motor Parts, First Bank Southwest, Equity Exchange, Plains Land Bank, Panhandle Producers and Royalty Owners Association, Ochiltree County General Hospital, and Scribner Construction. Especially thanks to PTCI for our Facebook live stream today, really helping us out on that one, especially Gary Murray crawling on top of the expo building yesterday morning in 10-degree weather, putting up our Wi-Fi just so we can give you all a quality product.
Absolutely.
We're not doing Facebook Live tomorrow for the...
He just did. He came over here and just stopped.
Yeah.
And looked straight out there. And everybody was to his left. Yeah. I think they did that on purpose. Yeah. Don't you?
I think so.
They're just following him as a herd now.
Yeah.
That's
even
pretty cool.
There was about half of them all going that way on the same way.
That's pretty cool. He did that on purpose.
Yeah.
See if they'd follow him. He went over into the corner. He was facing out, actually west, out of the, and now he's motioning to him.
Like he's screwing in a light bulb.
Yeah.
Or jazz hands. I think he's doing jazz hands.
Yeah. I've never seen a judge do that.
That is interesting.
It is. He said, come on over here.
Yeah.
I've never seen a judge go over and face away from every animal. He wasn't even looking at any animals.
He was just looking out
at the crowd, yeah. And here they came. But it's like we know what they want, what he wants.
Let's give a really big round of applause for these junior showmen. Extremely good set here. This is, without a doubt, this is the hardest thing I've done all day. Any showmanship, any classes, whatever, this is the hardest choice I've had to make so far, and it's a shame we can only do 2 because I think there's about 4 or 5 that are all very, very close and very deserving. And honestly, again, as I've said about different things today, it's not one huge thing or one big difference, but it's a whole lot of little ones. And there are a pair that surface, and every time they come in the gate, out of the pen, whatever it is, wherever I am, they're there and they're showing them to you. And it's a good thing they drive good pigs, because it'd be a shame if I had to look at bad ones all day, because every time I turn around, they're right underneath me, and they're where they need to be, and they do an exceptional job. And I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to go out. We're going to select the pair I like best. And again, big congratulations to this set of junior exhibitors.
All right, Tatum Holmes.
Tatum Swinhagen, Grand Champion Junior showing. Tatum. Oh, sorry. Good job,
He
Tatum.
said Tatum Swinhagen.
Yeah.
Well, we aren't the only ones that make mistakes.
Well,
His was a little bit more.
Emily Butler Reserve showmanship. Good job.
Which Butler?
All
Emily
right, we'll let
Butler.
them go out, and then we'll bring in we got 2 heats in the senior showmanship.
Emily Butler.
In the first heat of the showmanship, we have Michael Balzer, Cassidy Butler, Tyler Cook, Jessica Fleming, Rayleigh Law, Addison Cook, Lopez, Carson Pribble.
On showmanship.
You know, I've been spelling Emily Butler all day, and this is the first time I really had to check myself on it.
On how to spell it?
Yeah.
Which one?
Well, I put 2 M's in it, in Emily.
It's got 2 E's, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Junior showmanship champion there is Tatum Holmes, and reserve is Emily Butler.
Senior champion showmanship coming up. We're going to have a couple of heats. I bet it's not as many in each heat as there were in the juniors.
Yeah.
But you could tell it was tough for him. I mean, he took more time on this than he has anything else in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Heat number 1, Michael Balzer, Cassidy Butler, Tyler Cook, Jessica Fleming, Rayleigh Law, Addison Cook Lopez, and Carson Pribble.
But you know, just looking at them, I mean, those juniors were good.
Oh, yeah.
They were really good.
I don't know. It seems like this year that everybody's just stepped up a ton.
Yeah, I agree.
As far as kids showing.
So have the animals,
Yeah.
though. For that matter. I mean, last year we had several runaway pigs.
Yeah.
Headed for the corner over there.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
I think one even got into it.
I think so.
So we're really a good bunch of kids.
Yeah. Shows that they've worked with
and
them.
Animals, yeah, exactly. Typically, you got a bunch of squealing pigs, and hadn't had many.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Tyler Cook in there, Michael Balzer, Cassidy Butler, Carson Pribble, Jessica Fleming, Rayleigh Law, Addison Cook Lopez in for that first heat.
That's never happened before.
What?
Naming all the contestants of the
I didn't even look at my paper, did I?
No.
So that's what I got to do. I got to study for 8 hours before I do a game or anything that day.
No, it becomes a trick that you're able to do with your. one of the tricks is you say the number and the name in the beginning.
Yeah.
Don't just say the number. You say the number and the name. Number and the name.
Yep.
Some people are blessed and can do that after one time. I'm not one of them.
Now.
We're in the senior showmanship.
Yep, first heat.
Yeah, we had more in each heat than they did in this one.
Yeah.
You got some money there, young'un? Got a fistful of dollar bills. Came up to us. I thought he was going to give it to us. Lots and lots and lots of kids.
Yep.
And it started out pretty chilly this morning.
It did start out pretty chilly.
But it's sure gotten a lot nicer.
Yeah. He's already pulled.
Yeah, we've went blank. Cassidy?
Yeah, Cassidy Butler got pulled along with Carson Pribble out of this first heat.
We're going to keep a top pair there out of our first heat. Let's congratulate all these on their way out.
He nailed it down to 2 real quick,
Yeah,
didn't
he
he?
did.
Cassidy and Carson.
Yep.
Okay, we'll clear this.
And just for those that don't know, Carson is a female.
Yeah. Yep, Carson Pribble.
I'll talk to him. I want to be on the
He didn't know there was a mic right in front of him, did he? Cassidy Butler and Carson Pribble. Yeah, that junior bunch was a tough bunch.
All right, heat number 2.
Helps if your mic is in front of your face, doesn't
Austin
it?
Merrick, Anthony Navarrete, Idlin Navarrete, Tatum O'Quinn, Jaden Palmer, Savannah Shigoda, Michaela Roberts, and Julian Salazar. Heat number 2 for senior showmanship.
All right. Austin Merrick out of the gate first with his cross. And Anthony Navarrete and I think her name's Ayla. See, John, you messed me up now.
I'm
I gotta
sorry.
go back and look at it. Yeah, Ayla Navarrete, both with their Hereford pigs. And
one of them just looks like a Hereford.
yeah,
One, Ayla's has really got a lot of red.
yeah.
And a white face, and comes down a lot lower on the belly than
That other one.
the other one.
Yeah. Then Tatum O'Quinn in with her cross. And then Savannah Shigoda in with her ham. Just brought in Avery Swinhagen. Wait, that's not right. Jaden Palmer in with his Duroc. And Michaela Roberts, that's who it is, with her cross. You know, I'm thinking it might be Michaela. But they've been saying Michaela the whole time, so I'm not sure.
I didn't ever hear Michaela.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that he got it right, because it can be made, although I'm sure he knows them better than we do.
Yeah.
We're still in the senior showmanship judging. We've got 3 that have been
pinned up.
Jaden is one of them, right?
Yeah, Jaden Palmer, Cassidy Butler, and Carson Pribble.
Carson Pribble, yeah.
Oh, and then we just got 242.
That's
Michaela.
Michaela.
Yeah.
Michaela.
See, now that you
I was thinking it was spelled differently.
Yeah, no, it's spelled like Michaela.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not sure about it.
Okay, we're down to 4.
All right. And I think that's the last heat for.
Yeah, there were only 2.
Yeah.
So we're about to get us a winner here.
All right. Who do you got your money on, John?
Carson.
Thinking Cassidy Butler.
I don't think the guy's got a prayer. Well, he's only one anyhow.
Yeah.
I'm thinking he's going to be able to make a decision pretty quick.
I think so, too. Wonder if he's going to do the trick that he did in the last with the juniors.
Oh, yeah. It was really interesting, people. Down here on the north end, he walked over to within 6 feet, 8 feet of the end of the show ring,
yeah,
and just stood and looked out to the west. Wasn't nothing out there, just people.
Yeah.
And just waited and waited and waited, and everybody came over.
Yeah. See,
like a herd.
He's doing it
now.
now.
This is the second one he did. Remember the first one, we didn't look at him.
Right.
He's got it done, doesn't he?
Yep.
Very good set of seniors here for our showmanship drive, and definitely having the quality showman like this, it definitely makes sorting the show a lot easier. I mean, it's not just about this right here, it's about the whole rest of the day, and it just makes things smoother and easier, and I think these 4 individuals do an exceptional job out here, and I think it comes down to a pair of them pretty easily, and between that pair, I think there's one that just maneuvers with a little more ease and just a little smoother about their ability and how they're positioned and where they're at, and whether it's coming out of the gate or if I'm over hiding in a corner. I mean, they're in front of me and they're positioned well and give me all the views I like. And I think for reserve it gets a little bit closer. There's one that again maybe just maneuvers through the crowds better, maybe separates themselves, finds an opening a little easier when the time's right. And I'll put the mic down, we'll go out and pick your champion and reserve senior.
You won.
Right.
You got it. Cassidy Butler.
Cassidy Butler.
Cassidy Butler. Reserve
And
Carson Pribble.
Yeah. Carson Pribble.
Also want to thank our judge again, Making Stork, for coming up and doing our stock show for us. Let's give a big round of applause and thank you for coming up. Great, Texas. Appreciate it a lot.
Well, folks, that's it. Yep, we're done. Been a good 7 hours, 8 hours, whatever it's been. It's been fun. Enjoyed it, Isaiah, and we appreciate David back at the studio. And he didn't have to do much except periodically. Yeah, he probably took a nap or two, but it's been a